Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the How Are They Holding Up Fanstoys Sheridan figure. So here he is, just about ready to go. I just got to do one thing real quick. Gotta give him a logo. Let's put this right here. I don't know where it's supposed to go on this guy, but that seems like a good place of any. Alright. So yeah, let's take a look at him. So, first thing I gotta say, this guy had some quality QC issues out of the box. And for QC number 35, you deserve to be fired, dude. I wanted to let everyone know that. If you get QC 35, be prepared for some shit. Because this guy let something slip through that was really bad. And because I bought this on the aftermarket on eBay, and Fanstoys has been really awful getting me replacement parts, I knew I was up shit creek. So let me explain the situation that I had. Then we'll get into the figure. So this shoulder here, where it attaches, not here, but up in here. That was the problem I had. It was so loose. It was like no friction whatsoever, kind of loose. Like you could tap the arm and it's like, it was just absolute nightmare. So I was like, okay, so this is on a screw. So I took that screw out, easy peasy. Took the arm around. I'm not going to do it here on screen. And there's a screw that goes in. So it's like you got a piece of plastic, and you got another piece of plastic that just attaches on there with a screw that goes into this side. And so I was like, okay, so I just tighten the screw up, and that should tighten it. Well, I tightened up the screw a tad bit, and nothing happened. It's still just super loose. So then I had to take it apart to kind of really see what was going on. So let's see here. Let me see if I can draw you a picture. I'm ill prepared for this. I don't have a pen anywhere. I guess we'll use a Sharpie. I like using Sharpies. Alright. So, kind of go here. I'm going to describe this joint for you. So you got plastic piece there, and another plastic piece this. So the screw goes in here, and what I thought was that the screw was tightening into this piece of plastic, and that's what's causing the friction. So here was the screw. Alright. So then, what it turned out to be that there was a nut. So this is the nut. And it's kind of round. Just like that. So that was the nut that fit into there that this screw tied into. And that's what was holding both the pieces together. Now, pulling it apart, I find out that the nut on the inside, about this much of it or so, is stripped. So it's like it goes in and there's just no friction at all. I just slide in and just slide right out. But this part back here was okay. What I needed to do is either get a longer screw or find a way to get that screw into that nut further. Now, complicate things more. So this piece going into this piece of plastic. So when you look at it, the plastic from the side where it goes in, so it's got the circle here, and then there's, here's the hole for it. Then there was a square notch like this. And then on this side, there was a corresponding notch, on the screw itself, or the nut itself. And so this would fit onto this so that these would fit into here and here. So like when it would attach, it wouldn't move. Problem. Here's the big problem with this. And this is a design flaw because I know this from just my amateur days of maintenance and experience. This is plastic. This is die cast. This is metal. So when you tighten this and this tries to tighten itself, those metal notches they just shear off these plastic notches, which means this no longer has a place to stay. So when you're spinning it, this just spins. So that was just spinning. So that's why I couldn't just tighten the screw, because this thing has sheared off these notches, started shearing them off. Not all the way, mind you, just enough to make it so that it doesn't work very well. So after trying to put a little Loctite on the screw, that didn't work. I actually cut off a section of these notches so that I could get it closer to the plastic so I could get that screw in there further. Still didn't quite work. So then what I did is I took a pair of pliers and I squeezed this together. So now that so when the screw goes in, this part here is tighter and this part here is tighter, whereas this in here and here is looser, but at least there's a little bit of more grip right in the middle. So I hope this making sense to you guys. Anyway, all in all, it took about an hour to get this thing back together and to the point where it is now. And all because dumbass QC 35 didn't check to see if the arm was loose as shit. So, anyway, back to the figure. Overall, I think it looks great. I'm not going to transform it. Hell, I'm not going to transform this thing. I'm now terrified of moving these arms, because if I move that wrong, or maybe move this one wrong, I'm going to have that same problem somewhere else, and that is not going to happen. This is going to go on the shelf and just be like, okay, he's going to be admired from a distance, and that's it. That's just all I could say about that. It's just... Anyway, so let's see here. Head is on a ball peg, so you get left and right, up and down. Looks like this might open up. Does this open up? I think it does. Oh, yeah, and there's a screw. If that's what if you want to get in there to get to that screw. That's kind of cool. I don't know why we need to get into that screw, but yeah, if you do, you can. So this one's starting to feel a little loose. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Real quick, while we're on the topic of the head, he does come with the face mask from Hoist Goes to Hollywood. This just would just clip on over there, just like that, if that's what you feel like you need to do. Alright, shoulders. They are on, there's a swivel. I now know intimately how this works. So there's a hinge that comes out like this. There's another hinge in there that also will pull out too. Again, I don't want to put too much pressure on it because I don't know how much stress that can stand. Here's the torso coming apart on me. But anyway, there's two hinges so you can get it to come out a little bit further. There is a swivel here at the top and another swivel here at the bottom. If this is moving a little too freely for you, you can just take a screwdriver and tighten this screw up a little bit to kind of keep it where you want it. Now, what I've noticed is, I've been looking at the pictures and stuff like that of where these shoulders are supposed to sit, and like if you get it out too much, it looks stupid. But he's got these tabs. See these tabs in the back here? So when you have it flush, these tabs rub up against the plastic here. So that's just not thought out very well. Like these, there's no reason why we couldn't fold those tabs in or something. I don't know. Bicep swivel at the elbow. There is a hinge at the elbow. The fist swivels. Hands open and close. I also thought it was interesting he didn't come with a rifle, because I thought for sure he's supposed to come with a rifle. Maybe not the Fanstoys one, but just the Warpath in general. He has a waist swivel. It's pretty tight, but it does work. Then you can flip these pieces here out of the way, and legs come up to there, back to there, out to the side. Thigh swivel bends at the knee. The feet have an extreme rocker there, and then a little bit of a tilt going forward and back. And also, I want to say that the way this sits up above doesn't look so great. Like that's something that should like hinge in or slide in, kind of collapse and then come back out when you need it. Looks like it comes further out. Yeah, it comes further out. Maybe it just needs to get a good push in. There we go. Yeah, that's still not great, but that is better. I will say that is a lot better. So yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah. All in all, it's head, body, legs, waist, all of that for the most part, pretty good. Everything with the arms, trash. Trash design, trash elements, and a really bad QC engineer. This arm was so floppy. I cannot express like how awful that was. Like there was zero friction in that arm. Like if I went like this, the arm would just slide down and it would sway. Yeah. So yeah, it's just not. This is not a knockout out of the park, and maybe it's just because I had just such a bad experience with this shoulder. And it's tainted the whole experience of the figure. But that's kind of the point of of these reviews, is so that you guys can get those kind of opinions. And my opinion on this is that it's not great. I think it looks good. I couldn't pay me to get the Bad Cube one. And also, it's like the mini-bot's just such a wildly different scale. And it just always kind of bothered me because the G1 toys were all the same size. And I know they weren't the same size on the cartoons. But he's definitely more Autobot car size than he is mini-bot size. So here he is with Hot Rod, who is a little bit bigger than your standard MP car. So yeah, he's about MP car size. So here he is with Brawn and Cliffjumper. So overall, if I'm taking out my arm issue that I had, I would still take issue with the arms because of the way they're designed. Like with the tabs in the back and the way that you have double swivels and double hinges, and you still can't quite get it out of the way. I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. With my arm issue and how much of a pain in the ass it was to fix, Like the Outback, like his legs were so floppy, like it was nightmare. Like it was one of the worst issues I've had in a figure, and it just took a couple little tightens with a screwdriver, and it was fixed. So I'm good. I'm happy. But this one, I spent an hour taking this thing apart and using all of my knowledge, and finally I basically had to go brute force with it and just bend it into place. Bend it into submission. So if you take that into account, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. So this is one of those ones, like, I don't know if I could recommend it. It's like thinking back on like the Generations Warpath. He's such a good figure. And I have such fond memories of that figure. Is he perfect? No, but he was a fun figure. And I just didn't get any kind of fun out of this one. Cliff Jumper, yes. I love that figure. The Brawn, yes, I love that figure. Fanstoys for the general, I'm having a blast just not transforming him and just having fun with the actual figure. But this guy, no, he's a pass. He's kind of a pass for me. So yeah, I guess that's all I got.